Good afternoon, everyone. I am Anamika Chaturvedi from UP Institute of Design, Noida. Today, we will discuss about the characteristics and differences between product and services, continuum of product and services from Marketing of Services KMB MK04. So, first we have to recap what service is all about. Service is essentially a process and not a physical product. As we have discussed in earlier lecture, it is an intangible in nature and ownership does not transfer. Process is directed at different ends depending upon the nature of service. So, how the service is delivering and what is the nature of services, on that the process is directed. Some services process people and some process project process object. Services process can be manual or mechanized or involve both. So, it means services can be given through the person as well as to the machine. Part of the service organization that has direct control and responsibility of the service process is called service operation system, involving interplay of people and equipments. So, it means services provided with the help of people and equipment, which is combinedly known as that process is known as the service operating system. A customer, because of his physical presence in the system or factory, is more concerned with the operations happen in front of him, unless when service fail to confront the expectation. It means at the time of services, customer is present for availing the services. When he is present to availing the services, it is more concerned and it is more important to provide the perfect services to satisfy the customer, because in the services there is no recap. Once the food is not in good taste, so the customer is not happy with that. So, it means you will not again say I will again cook the food and I will again serve you, then test it. So, no, once the customer is not happy, not satisfied, he want to switch. Once the customer is not happy with the services, which is at the time of services he is present, is not concerned about the later time. He is concerned about the services when it is providing at the time. So, there are some key drivers of the consumer service industry, why it is so important and why it is so dynamic in nature, why it is growing nowadays. So, there are some factors we have to study, as we have studied in last lecture. It is in a growing age. Now, we will study why it is growing. First is the demographic shift. As mentioned earlier, the demographic changes that happen over time are the biggest driver for consumer services. Changes as such as increases younger population in the country and more number of female joining the workforce, large scale migration to the cities are creating new needs and thus new business possibilities. Means there are some things that we have to find out: younger population, workforce, female workforce and migration. That we have to focus on three things. It means the people who are very young, they want the things online, all the things online. It means services increasing, there is opportunity in service increment. Another is the double working group. So, male and female are also simultaneously they are actively participating in workforce. That is why they need some support, service support. So, if you talk about babysitting, if you talk about domestic help, if you talk about some like urban clerk who can clean the house, who can clean the sofa and all things, all the households. That is why the service opportunity increases. Migrate to the city. Many of the people nowadays, they are migrating from village rural areas to the urban areas. When they are coming to the urban areas, so it means necessities are increasing in the urban areas. That is why they are creating new needs and thus new business possibilities. That is why business is all about at the pace, their faster pace. Disposable income is the another point. The raising employment opportunities are leading to increasing disposable income. When the disposable income increases, the people are consuming more and they want the valuable things. They are conscious about the value for money, and that is opening a new innovative services like target group, e-commerce and travel services. People are want to explore the world, explore the new areas. It means tourism is increases. People are want to explore the new food habits. So, they are going traveling 20 kilometer, 30 kilometer to eat some good food, which increases the business opportunities. So, it means when people are earning, their disposable income and their value for money is also, they are thinking whatever we are paying, we should have some good things in the virtue of money. The another is changing lifestyle. The above factor have led to major change in the consumer lifestyle. When the disposable income is increases, the people lifestyle also increase at the same time. So, both spouse are working, they naturally cannot look after the infant, thus they giving away the rise of daycare centers. So, this is a small example, babysitting. So, play, crutch, all are the example of when both are working. It is not only those centers, it is also opening in the mall, play zones, when you are going to shopping. So, you can see it is very difficult to handle the kids. So, what do? You just give your child in a play zone for 1 or 2 hours and you can shop very freely. That is again a business opportunity. So, it is happening why? Because the disposable income is increasing. When both are working, male and female both are working, they want a good weekend. For that, they can go to the movie, they can go to the shopping, they can go to the outing for leisure, or they go for some eating food. So, this all type of activities create a business opportunity. So, these are the drivers of the consumer service industry, why the service industry in consumers are growing so fast. Now, we need to understand there are some categories of service mix. As we have already studied about the definitions. So, we need to understand is service is purely intangible or there is a combination, because the definition says the services are the offer which is one person offer to another, and they are essentially intangible in nature and where ownership does not transferred. So, pure tangible will see here are some categories. Pure tangible goods, a tangible good with accompanying services, hybrid, a major services with minor goods, and pure services. As you can see, tangible goods are what? Like salt, soap, toothbrush you are using, there is no need to service them. Next is the tangible goods with accompanying services, car, computer with warranty, etc. So, when you are buying a car, it is a pure tangible goods, but thing is that with buying a car, you are also having offer of services. So, first services is free, second services is free, sometime offering 1 year warranty except engine. So, you can have replacement warranty, you can have another services offer like your alignment of car and all those things. So, these are the services, car washing services. So, these all are services which are accompanying with the tangible goods. So, next is the hybrid offer. Hybrid offer is basically the combination of both, equal combination, equal participation of both tangible plus intangible, right. If you are talk about the restaurant, meal of in a restaurant. So, if the food in a restaurant is very good, but the services is not good, like people are delivering the food very late, they are not coming to take the order very fast, or the environment is not very cozy, AC is not working, the place is not clean, it is not so decorated. So, do you wish to eat there? Either it is very tasty food. No, answer is no. So, it means some of our services like hospitality services or food services, both things are important, equally important, tangibility and non-tangibility. So, it is a hybrid offer. Next is the major service with accompanying minor goods like air travel. When you are traveling with the air, there is a very minor accompanying of tangible services like your snacks or to drink soft drinks or lemon water, whatever it is. So, it is a very small offering or very small combination of tangible goods. We will talk about the pure service. Pure service where there is no combination of any tangibility, any goods or any tangible requirement like babysitting, psychotherapy, consultation with doctor, all those things. You do not need any tangibility with these goods. Only the person who take care of baby, is no need to have any goods with them. All things to take care of baby. Next is the continuum of evaluation for different types of product. So, continuum is what? We have three sectors over here, most goods, most services, and here is the thing which is high in experience quality. So, we will start with the high in search quality like clothing to automobile. Before purchase or at the time of purchase, what you do? You do search and search and search and more search for the quality. Like if you talk about, you can take the example of clothing. If you purchasing a cloth, kurta or t-shirt for you, you will definitely go for the quality is good or not, color is good or not, design is okay with you, and if it is fitting to you or not, price in a range or not, there are many things. So, you will search, high search in quality. If you are talking about the house or luxury, car is in luxury. So, if you are talking about the car, because these are the precious things, house, these are very precious things. So, you have to go for the high search, high demand. Next is the high in experience quality like vacations, haircut, restaurants, these things are what you have to experience, right. Maybe it is good for other, but not good for you. Maybe some person is not having very good experience in that restaurant or on that vacation, but maybe for you it's a good experience. So, it means in the continuum of the evaluation of product and services, we are finding like some services where you have to experience it, high in experience quality. Unless you experience these quality, you cannot say it is good or bad, services are good or bad. The next is the high in credence quality. Credence quality means like credibility of those things, right. The people know about that. Already someone has used this and he is having good faith on this. That is credibility, right, that is credence. So, if you are talking about the television repair or child care, legal services, root canal, auto repair or medical diagnosis, we can take the example of child care. See, if unless you know about someone is taking care good quality of your child, so that means someone has referred to you. Another, you can take the example of legal services. Suppose that you want a legal advisory, you want a legal consultation with some lawyer. So, it is not possible to go to a lawyer office anonymously. You should know some people, or you should know a people who is having credit in this market or credence in this market, that he is very good as a criminal lawyer or he is very good as a civil lawyer. Definitely when you are having some suppose that you want some medication like medical diagnosis, you want some check. So, you cannot so anonymously in any market or any shop and any lab and say that please take my check. No, you will definitely search for authentication, a credible source or authenticated source, like Dr. Reddy is good for you, you will heard like House of Diagnosis or Path Lab. So, these are the things everybody knows, they are having a authentic report. So, it means credence. Credibility is very important in these areas, most of the services. That is why it is very difficult to evaluate. For someone it is more credible, other person is more credible, and for someone other person is more credible. That is why the services is difficult to evaluate, but the products are very easy to evaluate. So, as you go through the tangibility, the tangible things are easy to evaluate. So, this is the continuum of evaluation for different types of product. Now, there are some characteristics of services. First is the intangibility. So, in first lecture, in this lecture also we have studied or talked about intangibility. Service cannot be seen, tasted, felt, heard or smelled before they are bought. So, until unless you bought the services, you cannot feel it or you cannot have it. In the case of food, if you talk about, so services are intangible in nature. You cannot see it, you cannot touch it, you can only feel it. Their intangibility is only being tangible when you have it, or you can when you will feel it. The next is the inseparability. Services cannot be separated from the service provider. Services are produced and consumed simultaneously. So, it cannot be separated from the service provider. You are traveling with the plane, so you cannot have the plane with you. So, airline providing services, you will only avail the services and you will leave the aeroplane after reaching your destination. You are availing the services of train. So, you cannot separate the train from the service provider. You are availing the services of hair cutting. You cannot separate the service provider from their services. So, service provider is having their own right in service. So, you cannot separate the service from the service provider. Next is the perishability. This is very important to understand. Services cannot be stored for the later sale or use. They are perishable in nature. What is the meaning of perishable? Perishable which can not be stored. So, like food, like milk, these are perishable in nature. Like that, services are also perishable in nature. You have to use it simultaneously. It cannot be stored for some later time. We can take an example of PVR. So, you book a ticket. Suppose that in Audi 1, there are 50 people can sit once time, but tickets are only book 20. Show has started, it's begun at 3:30 and all 30 seats are vacant. So, services cannot wait. PVR cannot wait till the people will fill all the 50 seats. They have to start their show at 3:30, they have to start it. So, all 30 seats, what happened to about all 30 seats? These are perishable. It cannot be stored for the next show. Next show is for again for 50 people. That is why the services are perishable in nature. We can take the another example. You are traveling with the train. So, in one compartment, suppose that 100 people can sit and only 90 seats are booked. The 10 seats, they are perishable, because train has to leave, it has to depart at the time 3:30. It cannot wait for fulfilling the all seats. That is why the another characteristic is the services are perishable in nature. Next is the variability. Quality of services depends on who provide them, when, where and whom, because they are very variability in nature. Where it is providing, suppose that the thing is you are watching a movie in PVR, you are having ticket like golden ticket, another is diamond, and third one is it's a general ticket. The people sitting near the print. So, these are variable in nature, because someone is providing services from where it depends. Next is the how the marketing implications of service characteristics. Intangible cannot be stored, no patents, no ready display, communication problem and pricing difficulty. These are the marketing implications. Now, strategy, tangibility clue, it means you have to take that tangible clue to display your services, to give your services to the consumer. You have to have some personal source to customize your services for the consumer. These are the strategies to make the intangible tangible. Organizational image, cost accounting for price, post purchase communication, these all things can make your intangible things as a tangible, because unless you are having, suppose in McDonald's, Pizza Hut, they are having good image, they are having good communication with the consumer. So, that is why they can maintain their intangibility with the tangible touch. Next is the inseparability, consumer involved in production, no mass production, supply demand match. So, these are the marketing implications. So, strategy, selecting and training contact person, because consumer itself involved in the service production. So, it is very important the person who is providing the services, he or she should have trained or skills to handle the customer. Manage consumer, multi-store site location, customer should not wait for the services. There should be some other location that you can give it to the consumer. Next is the variability. Standardization is difficult, quality control is difficult. That is why strategy to industrialize and customize the services for the consumer. If the services, the most important factor for the services is these are customized. Suppose that you want to go in a hotel and you want food. So, all food are customized. There are different types of food and you can customize your food. You are going to a tailor. Tailor will give you customized suit by stitching it. So, next is the perishability, no intermediation. So, cope up with fluctuating demand and match through the process, because there is no recovery process, there is no retake in services. Once you have given your services, once lecture has been delivered, it has been delivered. Once consultancy has been given, it has been given. So, there should be very precise manner and very edited manner where you have to provide services to the consumer. If customer is not happy, then it is not good for the service provider. Next, I will talk about the difference between service and goods. Tangible services are fully intangible in nature, while goods are fully tangible. But in services, there may be some physical evidence, like if we are talking about, if I am giving the lecture, I am having some tangible goods like microphone, like camera, like slides. So, these are some physical touch, physical evidence. Inseparability of buyer and provider, both must be present. Both at the, suppose that if you talk about the haircut, there should be person who wants the haircut and there should be person who are going to cut the hair. Ease, and in goods, remote transaction easily happen, does not matter. Ease of inventory, cannot store the services cannot store, or it cannot store for the later performance, but goods can easily store. Quality control, measure and control people, process instead of product. Services it's not a product, it's a process. That's why it is very difficult to measure the process, because it is a process and it happened with the people and not the goods that have to store and you have to edit it. Sensitivity to time needed on demand or sale is lost, can usually wait to receive the product. In services, if you are giving at the time of services, then it okay, otherwise you are losing your contact or losing your opportunity, but in product you pay and you wait for the product. Next is the consumption of the offering. Customization likely to enhance customer perception of perceived quality. Cost of failure very high in services. It is the point to remember in services. If you are failure to perform your services, it is difficult to recover it, because in services it is at the time of demand, it cannot store for the later. That is why if you are performing the services, you have to be best at the time of service performance, otherwise cost of failure can be very high, because customer can switch to another company. If suppose we can take the example of an hotel. If hotel is not providing good services, the person can switch to another hotel, or next time if he has to revisit, he will definitely not going to visit that hotel. So, if you are failed to perform the services, you have to pay the cost, but at the product it can be replaceable. Suppose fridge is not working, fridge can be replaceable, right. If anything or there is option of enhancing the quality of the product, and after enhancing the quality, product can be delivered to the consumer, but in the case of services it is not going to happen. If you are not able to take care of baby in a babysitting job, so you have to lose your job. If doctor is not able to give good medication to the patient will change the doctor. So, cost of failure is very high. Personalization of buyer relationship can be as important as services. In the service sector, it is very important to maintain the relationship. Customer relationship is the biggest factor, because sometimes what happen, if customer is not happy, if you are having a good relationship with the customer can wait or can give you another time, may be possible. But if you are not having good relationship with the customer, or you are going to make it in once time, so it is difficult to maintain. Product is the focus of transaction. In the product, it can be focused. So, these are the references from where I have taken the slides. So, thank you very much. This is from my side. I hope you understood the concept of service marketing. Thank you very much.